frustrated when I'm trying to advise or assist someone in helping them understand what's misunderstood.
I'm
But
glad that you mentioned that, and that's a phase in the
It's not
journey. I
instance.
recognize that as a stage in the process, right? It's natural, especially if you come from a Christian background where you were taught that you have to go make
Yes.
disciples. It's natural when you learn something new and it
To
enlightens you
share.
and you feel so good about it, to feel like, oh my gosh, I need to go
I
tell
must
everybody
share
about it.
it.
Being a light doesn't need words. And that's something that I've learned.
Say it
Being
again. Say it again.
being a light does not need words, right?
You have to
We
feel
don't,
it or see
you don't,
it.
yes, yes.
Mm.
You live your life and you let it tell the story for you.
Time is I tell. Yes.
Because what happens, and I went through that phase as well, where I wanted everybody, so you start experiencing a little hint. It's not even the extent. I mean, I could think back every year, I get another sense of, oh my gosh, exhilaration. This year, releasing certain limiting beliefs, it takes me to another level, you know. But the little bit of freedom that I felt from relinquishing some of those basic beliefs, I wanted everybody else to experience that. And you start attracting people where they align with your values. So it's not about making them wrong. It's just understand, okay, they are where they are, and that's okay. Should allow for us to align again. It's going to happen naturally.
wow,
It's not for us
like
to determine the how.
I know, and I look, my guides always tell me just shut up because I always have lots of questions like what, why, for what, how, make it make sense. But like well, I don't even know if we're friends anymore. I don't, from honestly, I don't even want to deal with her. But nonetheless, I'm the type of person, even I come from a Christian household, well, somewhat, something like that. We went to church, but I have a friend, okay, a couple months ago, she was around in the beginning of my journey, okay. So as I'm learning and I'm developing and I'm coming into, and this journey is every day it's something different and you're always becoming. And in this spiritual journey, you're always becoming.
Yes.
So as I'm learning to unlearn and I'm finding out truths and I'm tapped in, I started expressing it to her because me and her are best friends. Like you can tell your best friend anything, any and everything. And
Not if you're
so,
not led to.
well, I felt the need to.
Yeah.
I felt comfortable telling her, and she accepted it. And then we went through the whole, COVID vaccine thing. And, I'm that type of person that just already knows that that's a no-go. But, she was debating on it. And then she started speaking of my walk, my spiritual walk, and start questioning some things. And I found out later on that, she was becoming a little bit defensive. And so, I dialed it down a little bit. I didn't give her too much of anything anymore. Yeah, then she wound up calling me and telling me, oh, me and the kids are going to get vaccinated. Okay, that's your choice. That's your prerogative. However you choose to walk your walk. But baby, me and you could be virtual friends. We're good. Like, I'm not playing with it.
Wait. Hold up. Can I step in? Can I integrate? Can I ask a question? Did you
Yeah.
make her wrong for taking the vaccine?
I just told her we would be virtual friends.
I want to understand though, because again, the reason I'm asking that question is because sometimes we don't realize that the very things that we're getting, we might be projecting, right? So
Yes.
with her taking the vaccine, how does that affect the way you see her as a friend?
I think it was retarded.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Sorry.
Sometimes the way I say things, it's going to come out harsh, but it's the truth. I mean, the truth hurts. I'd rather hurt than be broken. You know what I mean? So I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. It is what it is. I'm that type of person. It is what it is.
So the the thing, remember, okay, let's leave the vaccine for a bit. If you if you use religion, it could be any topic, right? I feel like we use external factors as an excuse to not deal with humanity, right? Relationship is the biggest thing. So get that you're very convicted on this topic. What about her doing that makes her not a good friend to you?
I did not take that away from her. Okay. It's just that, when she decided to make that choice after all of the facts were presented in front of her, it's like the truth. I cannot stand people like that. Like the fact when all of the
Nobody's
are right there in front of your face. All of the facts are right there. It could be anything. It does not matter what it is. If the facts are right there and the truth is smacking you dead in your face, and you have something completely different than what it is, ma'am, sir,
Well, let me say this. You do understand that, and I get that you're very passionate about where you're at. This is a passionate topic for you. We could substitute, get me, as passionate as you are about that, we could substitute politics, religion, education. We could substitute this topic with anything. It's not about the vaccine. There is something deeper going on. If you're open to some coaching, I still want us to explore this.
Yes, listen. So she stopped being my friend. Okay, so during that conversation, and I told her about us being virtual friends. She was like, well, didn't your grandma, or like she was asking about my elders, and I was like, no. Like, no, they're not doing it. Like, they're not doing that. No. So she winds up pausing and then hangs up on me. Okay.
So who did the first pushing away?
I don't know, probably me. I own mine, probably me, because I stick with facts.
Just accept, but then after you do the facts, just leave it to the person. To me, it's up to the person's individual choice. It's for me, I feel a sense of control there. I don't know if I'm permitted.
The beauty of life for me. So remember I said, I believe it's a phase that you go through. You want everybody to see the things that you see. You want them to see truth because you see something as truth and you want everybody to follow that path. The beauty of life exists when you can let people be where they are, choose what they choose, and continue to see what is true in them and hold that space for them.
That is why, Geraldine, I respect you very high. That's why I said on the chat that you use emotional intelligence. You don't think people, you just leave them. Okay, this is where you're at the moment. You never try to convince or force or anything. You just left it, and
So I focus on, let's just say, I mean, we still have things that we don't see exactly the same way. Why would I want to spend time focusing on that 5% when there's 95% of good that I've experienced with you all these years? Is she more of a physical threat to you now that she's had the vaccine? I'm wondering. Physically, is she, because you believe that if you take care of your body and you take your natural stuff, you're okay. Is she a threat to you physically?
No.
If anything, you're, based on your belief, you're in a more sound place than she is, right? She's probably going to benefit from being in your presence because she might be more immunocompromised based on what you believe.
Right. That's what
okay. What is the bigger factor going on there? Because I remember you saying your mother said to you that there needs to be some humility. You can learn about the moon. We can learn about empaths and narcissism. We can learn about the chakras. All of those things are supposed to lead us back here. Lead us back here. When I speak to somebody, even now, I speak to somebody and I don't see or hear what they're saying, I put it out there. If there's something I'm not seeing, allow me to see it. Because as much as I may know at this point, I acknowledge there's always an aspect that we don't know. And a lot of times, the stuff that we don't know is not theoretical. It's easy to learn theory. It's easy. I can spend a day delving into a topic and I can regurgitate it. It's easy to learn that. How do we apply it here? What is this teaching us about ourselves? Now, there are strengths under every sign and there are weaknesses under every sign. Do we just say take it or leave it? Or do we look at those aspects of our personality that describe us and say, okay, I'm here on this journey to help to strengthen me in those other areas so I can be a more holistic individual.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, right, when I see patterns and I've made all of them wrong, but at the end of the day, they don't know each other, but they all know me. Okay, I have to. What am I doing?
I drop everybody. I see it now. If I see a cycle now, everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta go.
Wait,
because
are you dropping yourself? Because you're the common denominator. It's not always about dropping everybody. Sometimes it's about them coming back around. I'm telling you, you will go in a new environment. You're going to meet somebody just like them if you haven't started looking at what am I doing to attract these types of people to me? Are they saying something to me that I am not seeing?
Okay, that dark place that nobody wants to talk about. But when you have gone through that entire healing process, you have dissected and processed your flaws, your bad habits, your lessons, and you see yourself in a light that you never saw yourself in before. You see your wrongs, and then you see your rights, and then you see what other people came into your life to teach you. There's no way I'm going through that again. If I just
okay, so let me ask, when you say there's no way you're going to that again, what is that? Explain what that is.
I almost got stuck in that place. Okay, that healing, that is a dark place. Going back to heal all of your childhood traumas, your early adult years, then you have to. I was able to actually see and feel my mother traumas. I saw things that I wasn't supposed to see or hear or feel.
Okay.
And it damn near broke me.
I get that. I get that.
And then after approaching my mom with it, and I just came to her crying like, I'm so sorry. No one said sorry to you. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through what you went through. And then as my mom felt me through the phone, she started to cry and she started to share some things. And I felt my grandmother. And it's like, oh, I don't want to do this.
So there is, okay, do you recognize that, at least from what I'm hearing from you, there is part of that experience that has been so painful that there's no desire to go back there, and that's okay. I get what you're saying in terms of feeling your parents' energy. Like
I mean, it's the fact that I went through it. I didn't pause it. I didn't end it. Okay. I went through the healing process.
So here's something that I'm learning, and I totally get where you're at because it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. You go through this big process where you address a chunk of your trauma and you think there is no way I'm having to go back there. I've dealt with it, I've processed it, it's fine, life goes on. And guess what? Life knows how much you can handle at every given process. We feel like we've dealt with everything. And our journey would have us, the very thing that created your trauma is what creates your story. Right? So anytime you feel like I'm over this closed chapter book and I'm moving on, life will show you, oh, there's just this little thing still. Remember a few weeks ago, I shared about, this new person that I was talking to and all the stuff that was coming up. Hello, I thought there was no going back to that. I was done. I had dealt with everything. And here it is, I'm coming back around and this thing is coming back up for me. Why? I've dealt with it. So what's the easiest thing for me? Use me as an example. What's the easiest thing for me to do? Push that away because I'm not going through that again. It wasn't about the situation. Why is it still raising up those emotions in me? Because when you truly have worked through something, and I'm not saying that the work hasn't been done, you know where you're at based on how you feel when something comes up for you. So if this thing is coming back up again for me and it's igniting the same emotions as when I was literally going through the trauma, that is an indication there's still something to work through. Yes. I can't push away the people that's bringing it up. All they're not mirrors, they're messengers. I actually bless them because I'm like, oh, okay, you're helping me see this clearly now. So my job now is to sit still with me. Clearly, this was my prayer, guys. This was what I put up. Ask Andrea. I shared it with her. I got up one morning. I hated how I feel. I was like, well, clearly there's some shit I'm still seeing the way that you don't see it. Well, reveal it to me. I'm here. Talk to me. 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm pissed because I can't believe I'm still going through this. And I start cussing off some F-bombs. Clearly, I'm still seeing this in a different light. So here I am. Talk to me. I started writing 10 pages later. What? What? It's all about me. It's all about me. Now I pray, like now I feel amazing. I feel amazing. But you know where the release came from? Looking here. Looking here. It's a freedom. There's a freedom that exists from just going within and not making anybody, because many times when we make other people wrong or we make other people's actions wrong, we're punishing ourselves 10 times more. That's one of the things that I've discovered. It's hardly ever about the other person. To the extent that I can look at somebody else and not be happy about something that they're doing or being, if I look at myself, there's an area in my life where I'm doing the same thing to me. And when I release that, they're okay. They are okay. Who am I to make them wrong when I'm seeing me like this? Right? So, yes.
I'm at a point where I don't mind being alone, because
how long are you alone before you start and you maintain that unbothered state? Because even for you, my dear, you start to get you in your aloneness, your thoughts start to go one way and you start to go another way, and